why she totally disappeared, or she should have told you straight away, totally front. Come on, I don't want to have any relationship, I'm going. In both the cases, the heart will always be there.
True.
Thank you, you are wise. So you have understood the heart, that heart is there in both the cases. And heart is there in both the cases. So now if we understand why the heart is it because of me or because of her?
I mean, I
I
know
know
the
the
answer
answer
to
to
that. It's
that. It's
because of
because of
me.
me.
Okay, if it is because of me, then I should take care of me rather than thinking about the same question that remain unanswered, because you do not want to a solution of this question, so they remain unanswered. Let me go further. If the question remain unanswered, anxiety, frustration, fear, reaction, anger, complex, jealousy, all are present. They are supporting this. Tell me if it is not.
No,
They
you're
are
right.
supporting it. So it means I am deluding myself. When I am deluding, this is what our Eastern wisdom says ignorance. And that is what, in a broader way, we say ignorance is suffering. Buddha says word is suffering, the same thing.
Yeah.
And we say ignorance is. What is the ignorance? Ignorance is that is a wrong notion. What is that wrong notion here? I told you in the two situation, she should have told you bluntly, get out of my life. You should have been hurt. She did not say anything, she disappeared. Still the heart.
Well, to me, that
That
hurts
hurts
more
more
because
because
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
why.
why.
I have already answered.
But at
But at
least if
least if
she
she
would
would
have
have
told
told
me,
me,
"Hey, I
hey, I
don't want
don't
to
want to
see
see
you
you
anymore
anymore
because
because
of
of
this,
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 and
and
this."
this.
No, no. Why you think that others should think the way you think? The other should give you a ready-made response the way your mind thinks.
It
Every
just
individual is unique.
it just
Every
seems
individual has a different response.
it just
Every
seems like common
individual
courtesy.
huh?
It
It
just
just
seems
seems
like
like
common
common
courtesy.
courtesy.
No. You are trying to rationalize that at least what is coming to my mind, she should think that way. But every individual is unique. Every individual has its own upbringing. Every individual responds to a situation differently. That is why we have 8 billion people. At the physical level, everything is the same, except in terms of quantity. Maybe you have less carbohydrate, you have less fat, I have more fat in the body. But as when comes to the mind is unique. The expression of the mind is different from one person to the other. So now question comes, do I respect what exactly is the nature of the existence, that every individual is unique? No, I respect it. So why should I force someone to give the same response which my mind is thinking. You are courteous, I am not. Both are, existence supports both of us. Do you see that? Existence supports both of us.
Okay.
If I'm not courteous, it does not mean existence says, hold on, if you are not courteous, I will stop you reading. You are gone. Are you getting it?
Yeah, I
So,
get it. It's all
so
part
I
of
am answering the directly. This is the summary of this. That my hurt depends on others, my pleasure depends on others. As long as this method is working in my mind, I will never be happy with anyone in any situation at any time. I was giving a lesson, group lesson just now before yours, and I said, I have been giving you a lesson for the last 4 years. Did this question arise in your mind? How long these sessions will continue? So one lady, beautiful lady, nodded her head and she said, yes, I was thinking about it. So I said, what is your answer? Pay attention. So she said that if you give me all the lessons, I said, I can give you all the lessons in today's session. So I'm answering this question by a counter question that I told the group. So what is the counter question? So they were waiting, and I told them the counter question is how many times, in how many locations, with how many people in your relationship you got upset last week since the last session I had with you. How many times you were upset during the day, physically, emotionally, verbally. No, I cannot count. It has been 25 or 50 times. Until then, you have to learn the Eastern wisdom. That is the answer.
Okay.
Did you get it? I am able to maintain that state of the calmness. It's a smooth sailing in my life, in any situation, at any time, in any relationship that do not dictate over me, that do not affect me. I have learned everything of the Eastern wisdom. Why? Simple answer. What is the simple answer? Does the situation and event outside attack me or haunt me or chase me, or my mind chases that event repeatedly?
The latter.
So if that is latter, then I have to take care of my mind. I have to get rid of the ignorance in my mind.
How do you do that when we live in an imperfect world? We live in a broken world.
Forget about the world is the cause of the suffering, but at least I can take over my mind. I can understand. I can understand. Why I answered in that way? Because the human race was given, only the human race out of 8.4 living species are given the two sets of mind. One set of mind is impulsive driven, imagines what others should say, how the situation outside should treat me. That is the mind. And the second set of the mind is known as an intellect, where I can put the knowledge, receive and retain the knowledge, I stick to the knowledge, and that discerns, that separates me from that situation. How? There is a storm outside, that is the mind number one. What we normally do, we rush inside the home, close the door. Do I create calmness inside the home? Calmness is already there. Calmness and peace, the moment you rush inside the home, you close the door, storm remains outside, you are inside, you are in the state of the calmness. I am talking about the two different functions of the mind. Only the human race has this ability. Am I a human being? Am I a human being?
Why is my mind? It's so impulsive, so impulsive.
Agree that.
It takes over my intellect. It completely takes over.
Yeah,
They
start.
call me delusional.
Yes, it is delusional. At the same time, I recognize that my mind is delusional, imagines, forces the event to be dictated upon. Once I recognize, I can take a chance to change it. Because I recognize.
Yeah.
Lion does not recognize. Mosquito doesn't recognize. They are all impulsive. That is why it is an animal mind. That is why they are habitual. Impulsive means that unconscious action, unconscious, habitual, mechanical action, physically, verbally, mentally. And then I stick to it. Now, see the other situation. I am inside my house. When I saw the storm, I have taken the right step, first step. But then I am sitting in my house, in my living room, in the state of the calmness I don't recognize. I keep on thinking about the storm. I keep on. So I brought that storm in my mind from outside to inside. That is the definition of a heart. Did you understand? You
Yeah.
told me that is the definition of a heart. Before we go further, we should also understand that how this Eastern wisdom works, how should we note the progress? So there are three words I use: frequency, uh, intensity, and third is the realization. What do you mean by frequency? So last week you have learned something, and if the frequency of getting upset, if the frequency of impulsive nature of the mind has dropped down, you are progressing. If the intensity of that hurt has been reduced, is melting away, you are progressing.
Well, doesn't all pain eventually go away with time though? I mean,
If it goes away with the time, it will accumulate the same impulsive impressions, and it will return with a greater force
for like the next time.
next time.
Yeah.
It is bound to come.
And
That is where the Eastern wisdom comes in between. So to learn, to receive, to retain the knowledge in order to dissolve and destroy the past impressions that we have had in the past life. so that we live in a new level of awareness. In that new level of awareness, the frequency drops, the intensity drops. Why? Because I realize this is not the way to be a human being.
Okay.
So I live in that knowledge. Otherwise, that is, that proverb appears very appealing. Time heals, time never heals. Time never heals. Time causes more pain, the future time, because you carry forward those impressions. You have not understood, you have not changed your life, you have not changed your attitude. So, what will happen? Those impressions will create a manipulative way to deal with the future event, but it will continue to be deluded, it will continue to be imaginative, it will continue to be impulsive, the frequency will be frequent, the intensity will be stronger, so that there is no realization. We continue to live in ignorance, and then we say that my life is suffering. I have tried hard. One American, I don't remember the name, in 70s, he married 9 times. And then he realized that I should go to a psychiatrist to find out what is wrong with these 9 women. You got that. Psychiatrist told him that everything is wrong with you,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with any women.
So funny.
And it is a fact,
Yeah.
because I don't change myself. I want everything should be goody goody in my life. Every time should be goody goody. Every situation should be goody goody according to my imagination. So
Yeah.
I color the world the way I want. And in that coloring, I live in hallucinations or imaginations. And if that imagination is not realized, then I get hurt.
Why do I
Why?
why do you think why with females like I don't think I've shared this with you, but like
You have, yeah,
I
you,
put I put so much like I give them so much power and like I become nothing and I become like my self-worth and everything. I give them so much power and I just become like mush. And so I don't know why I do this with females. I'm not this way with other people in my life, but with females, I lose everything about myself and give them all the power. And I put so much emphasis and energy into it and hoping it works out. And then I don't know why I'm this way with females. It's very strange. Like I don't have confidence or anything when I'm dating them. It's really strange.
should I tell you? Very right, straight answer,
Mhm.
simple answer. I give so much and I lose everything because I enjoy being exploited.
Hmm.
Simple answer. I enjoy being exploited, hence, the other finds the right time to exploit me. Reverse this question. You have made a statement, so I'm converting that into a question. That why I give everything or so much to the other, why? If you have the right answer, if you have the right answer, your wisdom will dawn. What is the right answer? Why you give me so much? Why you give me everything? Rather than you wanted to dictate me to charge you little less. Why I give everything or so much to the other? If you give me the right answer, your wisdom will dawn. Can I give you an answer? Because I have too much of expectation at the same quantity, with the same quantity, with the same quality, with the same quality. I have a deeper expectations. Now find out whether it is right answer or wrong. You did not give everything and so much to your dad, to be very blunt. You did not give so much and everything to your mom. And when it comes to so called person A or B, you give everything so much. Why? That is because if you had given everything to your dad, you should have lived with them. So the answer is I want to give myself everything to another person. What is the motivation behind it? This is impulsive nature.
Yeah.
You rightly said. First, this is impulsive nature, and I want to give everything and so much to person A because I have a deeper expectation. Why I have an expectation? That expectation is impulsive nature. What is that expectation means? What that expectation means? You don't have a conflict. You don't have a conflict with anyone. You eat pasta, I eat chicken, you eat chicken, or we eat pizza. It's okay. No, no, that expectation are so small at the physical level can be solved.
Yeah.
The expectation at physical level can be solved easily. So it means there is an expectation at the mental and emotional level. Yes. What is that expectation in mental level? I am seeking peace and happiness from others.
Yeah.
And but we and Master declares that peace and happiness are only within me. I will take up that session in detail next week. So peace and happiness are within me. It cannot be found
It
outside.
it did feel like at times she was giving me peace and happiness. Like when we would,
Your imaginative and delusive nature of the mind was thinking that your expectations are being fulfilled. Nothing more than that. It was not at all anyone can give you peace and happiness. Anyone can give you peace and happiness. Not possible. Not at all. But you imagined.
yeah,
Who imagined? The imaginative mind, the delusive mind.
yeah.
Raise another question for understanding. What is that question? So, my dear friend, please live in that imagination of that moment, of that event where she fulfilled your expectation. Why you are inviting other crazy thought that you are hurt? At least she gave you peace and happiness. Live in that imagination. Your life is good.
No.
No. So when you say no, it means that peace and happiness is delusive.
No.
That peace and happiness is false. Can I say another way? Can I say another way? My friend, my friend, you are hurt because she stopped talking to you. But think of think of that event where she gave you happiness. So my friend, please dream about that happiness all the time
But
till your heart goes away.
but what happiness did she actually give me?
I made it very clear. That is what I am going to take. Peace and happiness cannot be given by anyone in this world,
Exactly.
including God.
Exactly.
So why you are asking me what if she had given me peace and happiness? That is another level of illusion.
No, you just said I should thank her for giving me peace and happiness.
Now, what I said that you continue to dream and imagine, retrieve that event where your mind felt that she has given you the peace and happiness.
Oh, I see, and that's delusional.
That's a delusion.
I see what you're saying.
And when you live in delusion, it causes the duality. Understand that we are going to take up later. It causes the duality. When there is a duality, it creates a strong likes and dislikes,
Yeah.
hatred and love. It causes the emotional bondage, and that emotional bondage causes hurt in you. That is what you explained to me just now.
Yeah.
Let us go a little deeper into that. It is so, Eastern wisdom is so beautiful. You'll be surprised that the masters, 3,000 masters, have written more than 3,000 texts. Normally, the coaching and the counseling is based on my imaginative idea. So here it's so factual, so truthful, so hard hitting to our delusive mind that if you follow the knowledge and you start living into that wisdom, the life changes. So, delusion, duality, I told you the duality and a delusion. When there is a delusion, delusion cannot live without division in perception. Go back to the question that you posed on me that I had not been so much of hurt if she should have talked to me. So the two sides of the coin is the same. If she had told you bluntly or she did not, she disappeared. In both the cases, the heart should have been felt. Heart should be there, heart should always be there in delusion. Now the next question, ask yourself, what is heart? What is stress? And then we will ask, are we worthy of suffering?
You always say that.
No. Prove that you are worthy of suffering.
Who who would want to be worthy of suffering?
So keep smiling. Remove the hurt.
What is the hurt?
That is what you told me. So you should define the hurt. I told you, I have already defined.
It
The
feels like
heart,
your ego.
heart is caused by the delusion and imagination. The delusion always lives with the duality. The duality means the mind is jumping like a swinging like a pendulum. If you had done this, I would have been happy. If you had not done this, I would have been happy. So
Yeah,
I
but
want to keep both the sides of the coin with myself with all the irrational approach. So when I live with that irrational approach in the delusion, that is known as the heart. Now tell me something totally another answer of another question. Right, tell me three benefits of heart. Why you are laughing? If there are, you tell me and prove that there are three benefits of the heart, then I will incorporate the heart in my life also.
I think you can learn a lot of lessons when you feel hurt. I think that I think sometimes like failing at certain things can teach a lot of life lessons. And I know you have a great answer for that. So I know you're waiting to give me a great answer. But um, there's a there's a lot of lessons to be taken away from this. And you and I are having conversations about this, and there's things happening. And so I am learning through this hurt. I am learning and I am growing. I feel because
Yes, you are learning.
maybe Garish, maybe someday there will be the right female partner for me, and I won't make
Oh my
mistakes.
goodness.
Hold on.
Right female partner.
Well, you're married, so you can't not. You are married, so you are okay with being in a relationship.
I have lot of things to talk about it. First, I will take up that issue. Learn a lesson from the heart. Very good phrase. So you fall. So you want to fall again to learn another lesson.
I don't want to fall the same way. I feel like if you continue to make the same mistakes, then you're an idiot. But if I were to fail how I failed at this and then never do that again, then I would say, yeah, you learned from it. But if you continue,
Yeah. So
mm,
I learn a lesson from the heart, and the heart is caused by the delusion. So when I learn a lesson that there is no peace and love that I should expect from anyone in the world, the peace and happiness are within me. So
that,
once I'm established and settled into that knowledge, then I will not put a next question in delusion when I will find the right partner. So, what is right for you may be wrong for her.
okay,
And here comes one of my school classmate, and we still talk to each other. He went to from India. He went to some country to become an engineer. He returned. Then he found. So we both were doing an evening walk in India long back when I was 23, 24. I married in 25. So he used to tell me that I have found out 25 criteria for my partner. And he used to give me a very good lecture. So I found in this girl out of 25, 20 criteria, and she also likes me, she trusts me, so that we are going to get married. Wonderful. They got married. We celebrated the marriage event because I was his classmate. We enjoyed. So she belonged to one of the European country. So my friend and his wife went to that foreign country. Couple of months they were good. So one day his father called me and he said, "No, you have to come. Your friend has returned and he is having a deep depression. He is on a very deep pills." Is what happened. So what I learned from his father, that that girl took away all the gold and the jewelries and the money and deported him to India.
God damn. That's terrible.
It's a real life story.
I
Out of
believe
the
you.
25 criteria, he said that I realized that 22 or 23 criteria she meets and I also meet. So the life will be better.
So what's your
I,
point?
I counseled him for 3 years, then he came out of that trauma. Now he remarried and he has a couple of kids and we meet. That's a totally a different story. Why I narrated this story, my dear friend? You are looking for a right female partner. Can you give me 5 criteria?
Well, okay. Well, so let's talk about that. I don't.
Yeah, talk about the 5 criteria.
I'm just saying, how is someone supposed to meet somebody?
The way you met me.
You're an idiot.
I will answer you, but I simply answered the way you met me. Come on. So the moment, now I'm telling you the truth. So it took me 3 years to make him realize the moment my mind thinks of a criteria to be set by mind about a person outside, that is a greater delusion than you were deluded in this case.
I disagree.
Good luck, my friend.
Can I tell you why?
No, tell me.
Okay. If I meet somebody and they smoke cigarettes and they come from a broken family and they don't have a job, if they have all if there's things that are red flags, I am not going to want to pursue a relationship with that because that doesn't meet my criteria in another person.
Very good. You have came down. That is what I'm telling you. You came down from the emotional and mental criteria to a physical criteria that you can check. You're a smoker, so I'm not interested. Finish.
So
You
what
take
are
a
you
decision,
saying?
you are not hurt. But what about the mental and the emotional criteria? I define my mind in delusion, in imagination, define the mental and the emotional criteria based on their physical expression activity, which cannot be done.
Can you explain that a different way? I don't know what like I don't know what emotional criteria. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I respond to a situation emotionally and mentally different than you.
I see. Okay.
So that cannot be understood. That cannot be understood. I cannot understand the emotional and mental criteria or their responses in reaction to a given situation
I see.
unless the real life situation takes place. Now question comes, what should I do then? What should I do then? Let me have an emotional poise myself. Let me have an emotional freedom. What is that emotional freedom? I do not give so much to anyone that if I give everything or so much to anyone, this is emotional bondage. Now I want to be, come on, darling, I depend on you. That is why I'm giving everything to you. So,
Yeah.
so it means I emotional freedom. I do not give so much to anyone. Second, mental poise is there. What is that mental poise? I give a break that peace and happiness are always within me. Are within me. It cannot be given by anyone. Go to the third one. So now I'm assessing myself. I have started living in self-awareness. The moment I start living, the moment I start living in self-awareness, I cannot be hurt. Finished. Now what comes? Now I meet you and I say, dear, I'm always ready. I'm always ready to express peace, happiness, love, and wisdom with you. I will always relate with you in peace and happiness, whether you do or not. Why? That is my nature. So you have discovered your real nature. Now you live in peace and happiness. You spare love to everyone. Other doesn't spare, you don't get hurt.
So so then what you're saying is that like it's ignorant for me to have any expectations of anybody.
No, you should have 1 million expectations that are purely visible, that are not imaginative,
Okay.
that is not delusive. I have minimum expectation that you are smart, you physically, so you should find a girl who should also be smart and beautiful. So that is visible purely. So what is visible purely at the physical level, you should set the criteria about the height, about the age, about the color and the complexion, and a long list. Should not be a smoker or non-smoker, whatever it is, drinker or not drinker, whatever these criteria has to be set. But I should not set any delusive criteria that is going to create a hurt in my life, anger and anguish in my life. That should be very clear. I will relate to him or her at the physical level. America is quite a great country. So the physical relationship, emotional relationship from my side is based on emotional freedom within me. I should not expect an emotional freedom from her or him. If I am seeking an emotional Freedom from someone else, I have entered into a delusion, I have entered into an imagination that is going to hurt you in the future. You have started the heart. You have started the journey of the heart and anguishness and expectation and reaction.
That's what I meant. Like, I shouldn't have expectations of how someone should treat me, how someone that is that's delusional to have expectations like how someone reacts to certain things, how someone's mood is.
So you react to me, and I will say, okay, can we have our session next week when you calm down? Why? Because I don't accept your reaction. Finished.
Okay.
So that is going not only to teach you, but that will increase my endurance, and I'm not hurt. That is the beauty of relationship. Whether you live in relationship with your honey or with your soulmate, whether you live in relationship with your dad or mom or friend, etc.
Okay, I see. So my feelings are never dictated by another outside force.
Yes, I will stress again, no situation, no event, no person outside should dictate your mind.
Of course not. So why?
That's why you are hard. I like it.
It's so stupid.
Who is stupid? Who is this? So when I recall that event with my classmate, he says the same thing, that I am very stupid. I said, are you not stupid now?
I just feel like
You see that? Do you see that we discussed, and even when your intellect is clear, how easy and comfortable you feel? The knowledge helps us to drop the delusion by simply understanding, by asking the question, getting the right answer. So what I say, these they are not my answers. They are the answers coming from the teachings of those great masters. So at least you should not believe me. You should believe those great masters. So when you believe, pending inquiry. What is inquiry? Let me have the emotional freedom. I should not be emotionally dependent. So what is the factors that makes me emotionally dependent? I'm using your phrase. I give so much to. Really, you give so much. That is your emotional giving. You want to be emotionally dependent. You created a mental delusion and you want to live in that delusion. Honey, do you know that I have given you everything? And the honey says, I know. Now I'm ready to exploit you. So I'm ready to exploit you. That is why I say I hate to exploit anyone. But at the same time, I enjoy being exploited at three instances. At the fourth instance, I hit back. And I tell them, the first time you wanted to exploit me, second time this event took place, third time. So, what is going to happen? Because you wanted to get exploited so that in future you can exploit me. Not possible. Not possible. I'm telling you openly. So, when I tell those things to anyone
Yeah.
who tries to exploit me, put me into the dirt, but I enjoy being. So first time of exploitation. So I convert that lesson into the mind and emotions and the animal mind, at least he or she should understand. If they do not understand, they won't, sir, no problem, I don't have, I will do this. I said, do now. Do now. If you can do in the future, do it now. They don't understand. I say, okay, let me accept. Third time, and then I hit back very calmly. I said, this is the first incident, this is the second incident, this is the third incident. And when they refused to accept it, I said, let us reset our journey.
Yeah.
Let us reset our journey. Would you love to say these things to me again? Yes or no? No, sir. Let us start. Reset the journey. So, in all the three events of exploitation and the fourth event of resetting the journey, did I feel hurt? No. Was I in peace and calmness at the first time? Yes. Second time? Yes. Third time? Yes. Resetting the journey? Yes. So, what happened to me? No situation outside, no relationship outside dictated over my mind, did not create any imagination and delusion. What happened to me? Nothing. I'm always in calm and peace. What happened to him or her? They feel ashamed sometimes. Sometimes they overreact. So when you overreact, it means what you reacted just now, that I got hurt. She disappeared, or even if she appeared again, you will still get hurt.
Why?
I can bet you.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I'm seeking peace and happiness in a delusional, imaginative way
Yeah.
that is not there, then you will definitely ask her a question that why you did not come back much before. Now, what is the reason? What is the selfish motive you have? Now you have returned to me. It means you have some planning. I don't believe you. I know you will definitely, your mind, impulsive mind will say.
Yeah.
So we have to observe this impulsive mind. And once we observe and understand this impulsive mind, we have to change this mind.
Yeah.
And when you change the mind, only we can change the mind. Tiger will continue to eat flesh. Cows is going to eat the grass. They are not going to change. But we are given an intellect. We can receive and retain the knowledge to bring a change in the mind. And once the mind changes, the life changes. So I simply tease him sometime. Can you tell me 25 criterias? Says, don't talk to me. So don't you realize that I spent 3 years with you without asking a single penny from you? 3 years. It was 25, 26 years of age. In those days, I was learning and I was applying these principles on myself and to the people
Yeah.
to gain an experience. So I tease him or her. So tease him and oh, so now you have become a great master. No, I said, don't tease me. I'm not a master. I'm still your friend. It's a real life story. He became a good technician. He earned a lot of money, but at the same time, he was deadly frustrated. Now he got married. He still has a scar in his mind. He says to me that I still have those scars remains in my mind. So once they resurface, I feel frustrated.
Yeah.
why you want to continue the journey in that way. Now I'm asking you. You already have four experiences, three experiences before. This is the fourth one. Did you learn any lesson from these experiences, or do you want to fall again to have the fifth experience so that you can claim I'm learning from my experiences? Or like an American who married 9 times and divorced 9 times, he was also learning from his experiences.
No, he wasn't.
So, what is the message? Message is that if I repeat the same thing again and again and expect a different result, that is not learning from your experience.
You're right. You're right. Of course. So I guess up until this point in my life, I haven't really learned.
Now you are with me, so you are